So, DBL Nation, how are you all doing? Yesterday was like no other in our nation's history. In fact, many of you wrote in that you woke up today with a pit in your stomachs. Well, you're not alone. We feel the same way up here at this desk, and hopefully today we can get through this together, and we can provide you a safe space to vent and a sense of calm considering all the anxiety we are all feeling. By now, we've all seen video like this of an angry mob of extremists storming the nation's capital. Lawmakers crouching down, hiding behind chairs, fearing for their lives. They were escorted from the House and Senate chamber and brought to secret and secure locations where they waited for hours while the Capitol was cleared by police. Here's how some lawmakers reacted.
At this hour, our democracy is under an unprecedented assault, unlike anything we've seen in modern times. An assault on the citadel of liberty, the Capitol itself.
We must and we will show to the country, and indeed to the world, that we will not be diverted from our duty, that we will respect our responsibility to the Constitution and to the American people.
To those who wreaked havoc in our Capitol today, you did not win. Violence never wins. Freedom wins. And this is still the people's house.
So today, as the nation picks up the pieces and begins the process of figuring out where we go from here, we're going to do what we always do here on DBL. We're going to talk from the heart. We're going to hear from you and get through this together. So DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. How are you feeling? Tori, I know that DC is your home. I know that you've been speaking to a lot of people out there, and I know that you and I have collectively had to exhale. And I hope our DBL Nation does the same thing. Let's just all exhale together. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, we have all had to kind of calm each other down, which has been helpful. My parents live 5 miles from the White House. I love the city. I love our country. I'm a strong patriot. And yesterday was one of the darkest days in American history. We have to be honest and clearly say that. The Capitol hasn't been breached since 1812. People were allowed in, and it was a traitorous, violent mob that breached the people's house. When they say that, they mean it. We pay for that house. That is our house, our country's house. And I do want a full investigation as to what went wrong with the security failure. I think there were a lot of questions still to be had. I can't wait for an independent investigation. But in the end, and I know it's hard for people to understand, a lot of you wrote me and said, Tori, talk me down from the ledge. Like, is this the end? Are we here? And I know I always made jokes about the pendulum swinging all the way. We were at the very top last night. That's where it can go when you use violence in language and incite conspiracy theories, right? But what happened? Democracy prevailed, right? And we took the people's house back. And there is something to be said that whatever you were trying, this traitorous mob, you not only cemented the votes, you lost many of the objections in the first place. You destroyed yourself. And that's what happens with violence and with mob mentality. I want them prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And again, security-wise, I got some questions. There were some videos out there that I'm sure we've all seen that were viral that I got a lot of questions about. But right now, know that the transfer of power worked.
Where are you, Sam? Because you came in, you're kind of a little shaken. Visibly, I could see.
Yeah, listen, I've always kept it 100 with our DBL Nation that I struggle with anxiety and depression, and my anxiety is through the roof right now, as many of you are feeling the same way. And so I don't want to fan the flames. I just want us to get through this together as Americans. And I think it's hard to look at silver linings right now. But if I were to look at a silver lining, you said that the mob lost, right? That, in fact, it cemented the votes and it promoted democracy. It also, Jeff, something that you always speak about, it promoted unity. We finally saw some unity between our senators, between our Republicans and Democrat lawmakers. In fact, before you chime in, Senator Joe Manchin said, quote, "It might be this horrible act that unites us. Just like we saw after 9/11, we were all united. We were all Americans. And I pray and hope and have to believe with everything in me that this will be our breaking point and we will only heal and progress from here." That's where I'm coming from. And I hope that that's what we see happen.
Yeah, and Al, I want to hear from you too, buddy, because I'm sure you have some sort of way or some sort of anger, or maybe not. But for me, man, it's hard for me not to be an optimist in any situation, and I know this isn't one to try to be in. But on this show, I've become the guy who've kind of taken the unpopular point of view every day, right? And me and Tori, I love her. You guys don't know that we have a great friendship together, and we do this every single day, and we go at each other. There is not a day we are on the panel together that we don't go against each other. I think it's good entertainment. I think it's good for you guys, but at the end of the day, we love each other. Today, I can't argue with Tori. Today, we are Americans. I'm very much an independent. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democratic, despite what you guys may think. I'm very much an independent. Today, we are all Americans. We are all Americans today. And like Tori said, I don't want to be the optimist today because I want people to express their feelings and go through what they're feeling. But we're talking about a very, very, very small percentage of America. Terrorists, American terrorists that did this to our country. And nobody is happy about it. Nobody's out there, unless you're an extremist, saying, I'm proud of what our country did. I'm happy with this. The government, Republicans in our government house, Lindsey Graham, enough is enough. Enough is enough, Mr. Trump. I'm out. I'm out. And that's what people are saying. It's bringing us together, even though it tore us apart, and I know what the internet looks like. I'm not stupid. It's bringing us together. And I hate to be an optimist, Al, in this situation because I understand people's feelings and anger, but I'm just telling you the way I feel right now and how I feel for my kids growing up. I think this is a... I want to hear from you, Al. I just want to hear from you.
And Al, really quickly, I just want to say this and then chime in because it's very important to say this. When all was said and done, democracy prevailed. So early this morning, Congress, to Tori's point, certified the election of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Vice President Mike Pence presided over the final moments with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi by his side. And Al, the two bumped elbows when it was all done. So after seeing Congress come back after everything that happened yesterday and complete the people's work, again, this is the people's house, and do it for the most part together, a lot of people are wondering, can the nation unite? What do you think, Al?
Well, Sam, I want to address what both you and Jeff said. Let's start with Jeff first. He called them terrorists. That's what they're being called now, domestic terrorists. But we don't seem to treat them like terrorists. When we were attacked on 9/11, we found out like who they were. We found out their terrorist cells. We went through certain processes where we froze their funds. We found out how they communicated. We shut that down. We don't seem to do that with these groups that are parading out in public. There's a website called My Militia that you can just go to on the website, on the internet. These people aren't hiding, but yet they're not treated like terrorists. And Sam, to your point about silver linings, I think we're all missing a big thing here. What we're talking about this morning is the best case scenario for what happened yesterday. And what I mean by that is they didn't go there on a Saturday. They went there when they knew Congress was in session. There's a picture with a man with zip ties. They had gallows set up to those are the wooden structures where they did public hangings for treason. They went in there to get Congress people. What if they were unable to escape and we're talking about a hostage situation? Because that was the point. And we were a couple minutes window from that happening. So I don't want to see people arrested for trespassing. Trespassing is what you do when you break into a middle school. This is bigger than that. This is now the second attempt because we had attempts with Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan and Ralph, I think, Northingham, the governor of Virginia. They were both attempted to be kidnapped. So why don't we treat this with the seriousness that it deserves?
I believe we will, Al. I do. I agree with you, and I believe we will. Coming up on DBL, exhale, right? I'm going to have to continuously exhale throughout the show.
Al, thank you for saying that, man, because a lot of people feel that way, and I don't want to sugarcoat what we're saying here, so thank you for saying that, buddy.
Absolutely the truth. We're not going to try to diminish how anyone is feeling right now. Absolutely not our goal. We're going to continue the conversation about yesterday's riots with you, the viewers. We want to share how you're feeling.